So this is how to take down and pack away a Cocoon XL, but this is applicable to all Cocoon Breezers as well. So a lot of this, what I'll do now, you can use it on your Cocoons. So I'll start by unpegging the straps around the tunnel. You may have this attached with a drive away kit, but this one we did strap over the van. And now the tunnel should drop down at the other side. Put those pegs away. Okay, and just pull your straps over. And you can always leave those on if you're going to always be using that method to attach. Now the important thing really is to always leave all your doors open to make sure all the air gets out when you're packing it away. And I'll just unpeg the tunnel from underneath the van. And while I'm round this side, I'll just unpeg some of this storm straps as well. Okay, so when all those are unpegged at that side, we will go into the awning and just prepare this area for when we take it down. So I'll lay everything flat so it doesn't make big bulges when you're packing it away. Also, I always make sure that all the doors that I've rolled up in the past are just loose so they don't make big bulges as well. So like this here, I would just unravel. And the same with this here, and also the window, I would roll up so you've not got bulges. And that's all okay. Now we'll take down the pod on the side. So it's pretty much a reverse of putting it up. You just unclip the clips. Take it out of the ring and pin at the bottom. And the same at the other side. And then you should be able to just disconnect the poles, fold them up. They do get a bit stiff. And there is a separate bag for those to go in. So put those away now so you don't forget them and leave them in the grass. Okay, so now we're just going to go around and take all the storm straps away. You can leave these attached. Make sure there's none there. We leave the four corners pegged just in case there's any wind and we don't want it just to fall down. And that should be fine. So now we can take out the stone bars inside. This may now start to fall down slightly when you're moving these structures. Let all the air out of each one. Don't put the valve back in, because when you're rolling it up and you've got the valve back in, it'll trap air. Just lay those there. Now the last one. You may see it fall now. So the main beams, I always start from the back and leave the front door wide open, and then it pushes the air out that way. If you do it the other way, it'll push the air to the back and get trapped. So I slowly undo the valve. And then that's the back one gone. Just let that slowly go down before you do the other one, so no hair's trapped. And then move on to the next one. And then we have the last one. And that's that one done. Now you want to square it off to the ground sheet, so it's all within the ground sheet. You might find the odd peg now that you've missed. But while you're squaring it off, if you keep just pulling it up to make sure there's nothing holding it down. And the same with the tunnel, throw that onto the ground sheet. And the straps. And you're okay to obviously remove the four corners as well now, the pegs. Got one more here, a couple more pegs, and I think that's all of them out. So now you want to fold. So you always want to roll towards the open door, and you want to make it exactly the same size as the bag before rolling. So what a good tip is to get the bag that it came out of. And get the bottom where the zip is and measure it against the awning. So it's got to be that size. So if you're doing it any shorter, it's going to be wider that way. So it's got to fill the whole bag. So I grab one corner and fold to the middle. This is on a footprint ground sheet, so that's the other ground sheet underneath. And fold to the middle again. Pull it tight so you've got no lumps. Make sure it's all to the middle. And then what I do to get the air out, you've seen people rolling on them, but I always just walk along it towards the door slowly, and it just pushes the air out. And I always make sure I'm walking on the ground sheet. Again at the other side. And then walk along, get all the air out. Always remember that the bag's got to be the same size. And then fold it over again. And then walk along again to get all the air out as possible. Okay, so when you're at this point, we're going to roll the awning. So I lay the stone bars along the canvas. Next to each other. And anything that's long in the awning, we roll with it. So the pump, we're going to roll that inside it with the tube. The pole bag as well. That's going to be rolled in the middle. And the peg bag's going to go into the bag at the end. And the bag goes over. Now I've got two ties here that are going to tie the awning up. I put those in my back pocket so they're to hand when I've rolled the awning. So we've made sure it's the same size as the bag. And now we start to roll. And when you get to the stone bars, just tuck those in and keep rolling. And I've put the valves at the end so it squeezes all the air out of the valves as I go. And we're still going. And when you get to about halfway, it starts getting a lot bigger, a lot quicker. So then when you get to this point, you've got this excess at the end, that's I tuck in, and then carry on rolling, like so. When you've got to this point, I get my straps out, put it underneath, tie it, turn around and do the other strap. And then getting it into the bag. So if you undo the bag as much as possible, you'll find some bags have the zip doesn't always go all the way to the end, but it does on this one. So you would put the closed end over the end, over the top, put it over the awning. Don't worry about getting it completely in yet, but then roll it over like so. Got a peg in here I've missed, like so. Close the zip here and keep zipping it. Make sure you're over the end at the other side with the bag. Like so. go. We've got pegs on the strap. Let's go in the top as well. Put those on top. Then zip the bag up. If you find you're struggling and you can't pull the zip tight, then move it onto its side and push the air out like so, and just keep zipping. There you go. And then you've got some compression straps on the side here, which will be a way off. But again, if you just roll it and then put some weight on it. Got one. And then the other one. And there you go.